Well, here's those hedgehogs that I harvested. I'm going to take a couple of them and go ahead and clean these teeth off and cook them up. These are pretty big, so I want to get rid of these teeth because the teeth can be bitter. Just take a knife or something and scrape, and they scrape right off real easy. Hedgehogs are a pretty good mushroom to eat. They're somewhat similar in texture to golden chanterelles, if you've ever had those. And I'm going to go ahead and rinse these off pretty good too, because it was rainy. They're already wet, and they're pretty dirty from all the rain and all the debris being washed out of the trees and stuff. So I want to clean these up nice. A lot of times you can find them and you can just take a brush and brush them off, because they clean up real easy. They're a real firm mushroom, so there's not a lot of stuff to get down inside them. Bugs tend to not like them. And the rest of these, I'm just going to put in the refrigerator in a paper bag and just eat them over the next couple days. That's all there is to that. Sometimes you need to go through with these hedgehogs. There will be little holes in them. You just trim that out. Or there may be a little divot in it with some bark or something, leaves in it. Just go ahead and cut that out of there as well. Slice them up, and I just go ahead and I saute them in butter usually. I usually don't find this many, so I usually only find 2 or 3 that are nice for eating, and I just bring them home and, you know, saute them up in some butter and eat them like that as a, you know, just as a snack. But I wanted to show you that. Just don't want people to fear those little teeth. They scrape right off of there, and you really only need to scrape them off if the mushroom is mature and the teeth are long. You know, once they start getting long in the tooth, you want to scrape those teeth off of there, and then they're good to go. They keep pretty well in the refrigerator in a paper bag too for quite a few days. Once again, that's the hedgehog, or sweet tooth mushroom. Hydnum repandum is the Latin name. Talk to you later. There we go. I went ahead and scraped all those teeth off, and scraped all the leaves and stuff that were on the top off. And now I just went ahead and rinsed them off really good, and sit them on this paper towel to suck up all that extra moisture, because they were out in the rain, and then I went ahead and rinsed them off again, so they're kind of wet. Some of them were a little bit crumbly when I was cleaning them, so I just went ahead and pitched those ones. But I'm going to let these dry off, you know, for 20 minutes or half an hour, and I'll go ahead and saute them up and see how they taste. going to go ahead and get these sauteed up here. I like using just unsalted sweet cream butter. Crank that up, let that butter get warmed up nice. Butter. Can't have that butter too hot or it will burn. That spot felt pretty tough, so I just trimmed it off. I think that was the stem. Sometimes the stem can be a little tough if it's a big one. Turn that down a little more. They take a little while to cook, like chanterelles, because they're pretty dense mushrooms. So you don't want to cook them too fast. Stem on this one feels good though. Cut it right up in there. You want to check them for worms, but typically the hedgehogs or sweet tooths don't get worms too bad. I did find some the other day that were quite old, and they had worms, but they were pretty old. I like having a gas burner to cook on, or just an open fire or whatever, but it just seems easier to control the heat with, I got electric right here, and it's either too hot or too cold, and when you turn it down, it takes a long time to adjust, especially if you're using an iron skillet. I want those to be cooking more than that though. I'll just let those cook for, over sort of medium low heat. Maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, it depends, we'll see. That's about a good cooking pace right there. That should be pretty good. Hope I'm not boring you to death, but mushrooms look good cooking. Sweet tooth. Well, I'll go ahead and let those saute up and I'll get back to you when they're done. Well, it's been close to 10 minutes. Looks like they're pretty close to being done. I'm going to go ahead and take, I think what I'm going to do is take and put a little bit of flour in this now and cook that a little bit till that flour gets lightly browned, and then pour a little bit of milk in there and make a gravy. And I'm going to put that over some toast with maybe some, I don't know, maybe just some onion powder or garlic powder or something. I put just a bit too much flour in there. Well, the only trick to gravy is you just have to, once you put that milk in there, you just gotta keep stirring it and keep stirring that bottom so it doesn't stick or clump up. And As soon as you see it start to thicken, you pull it off the heat, because as soon as it starts to thicken, it'll be thick as a pancake in no time. So you gotta pull it off there as soon as you see it start to thicken up. And you can leave it thin too, I mean, depending on what you're doing. I think, I normally don't do that, but I think people, I've seen them do that for fish. And they will, also they won't really brown the flour as much, and they kind of call it a white sauce. It's generally not as thick as gravy though. This is just going to be straight up sweet tooth mushroom gravy served over toast. I think this is what they call health food now. Actually, I think this is what you would probably call survival food. Flour, a little bit of oil, some milk. That's not survival food, but it's probably not very healthy for you. Oh, see, it's starting to get thick. As I move this back and forth, oops, I'm starting to be able to see the bottom of the pan. That's about the time you want to take it off the heat right there. And if you add more milk, it'll take longer. If you add less milk, it'll thicken up quicker. But yeah, gotta get it off the heat. And since it's in this iron skillet here, I have to pull it right off the burner. Especially since this is electric burner, because it'll just keep on heating. And it'll get too thick. But you need to pretty much stir that gravy the whole time, or it will it'll be lumpy, or it'll stick to the bottom of the pan. Especially, you know, if you're cooking over a fire in a camp or something like that, you definitely have to manage that fire and manage the heat. Keep pulling that pan on and off the flame. That's just about right there. I like a spoon with kind of a flat tip. Works great for making gravy. Or just a plain old spatula. Man, it smells good. I gotta make my toast now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of black pepper on the gravy. Yeah, see, I pulled that off there. It was still pretty thin. It's thickened up quite a bit now. decker? I don't know. Yeah, why not? That's gourmet food at its best. Let's see if it tastes any good. Get one of these mushrooms and try it first. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. I almost expected those hedgehogs to be bitter, because a couple of them were pretty big, and sometimes they can be bitter if they're big, but those are not bitter at all. Those are just perfect. Sweet tooth mushroom gravy served over toast. Wow.